Communicate clearly. How to speak with confidence and impact. Written and published by MSC Boost. Chapter 1. Understanding the power of communication. Effective communication is the cornerstone of success in both personal and professional life. The ability to convey your thoughts, ideas, and emotions clearly and confidently can open doors to countless opportunities, build stronger relationships, and help you achieve your goals. Communication is not just about the words you speak. It encompasses your tone, body language, and the way you listen and engage with others. When you communicate with confidence and clarity, you command attention and respect. People are more likely to listen to you, trust you, and follow your lead. In the workplace, effective communication skills can help you excel in your career. Whether you're leading a team, presenting to clients, or collaborating with colleagues, confident communicators are often perceived as more competent, credible, and reliable, which can lead to increased responsibilities, promotions, and success. Beyond the professional realm, clear communication is essential for building and maintaining strong personal relationships. When you express yourself honestly and openly, you create deeper connections with others. You can better understand and empathize with their perspectives, resolve conflicts more effectively, and foster an environment of trust and respect. Effective communication skills also enable you to assert your needs and boundaries, ensuring that your relationships are healthy and balanced. However, communication is not always easy. Many people face barriers that hinder their ability to express themselves effectively. These barriers can be internal, such as fear, self-doubt, or lack of confidence, or external, such as cultural differences, language barriers, or distractions in the environment. Recognizing and addressing these barriers is crucial to becoming a skilled communicator. One common internal barrier is the fear of public speaking. Many people experience anxiety or nervousness when speaking in front of others, whether it's in a meeting, a presentation, or a social gathering. This fear can stem from various factors, such as past negative experiences, lack of preparation, or a fear of judgment or criticism. Overcoming this fear requires a combination of mindset shifts and practical techniques, which we will explore in the coming chapters. Another barrier to effective communication is the inability to structure your thoughts and ideas clearly. When you have a lot of information to convey, it can be challenging to organize it in a way that is easy for others to understand. This can lead to rambling, confusion, and a lack of impact. Learning how to distill your message to its core essence and present it in a logical, concise manner is a key skill for clear communication. Active listening is another critical component of effective communication that is often overlooked. Many people focus solely on what they want to say and fail to truly listen to and understand the perspectives of others. Active listening involves giving your full attention to the speaker, asking clarifying questions, and providing feedback to show that you understand their message. By honing your listening skills, you can build stronger relationships, avoid misunderstandings, and communicate more effectively. Nonverbal communication, such as body language, facial expressions, and tone of voice, also plays a significant role in how your message is perceived. Your nonverbal cues can reinforce or contradict your words, impacting your credibility and the effectiveness of your communication. Learning to align your nonverbal communication with your message and to read and interpret the nonverbal cues of others is a valuable skill for clear communication. Effective communication is not a one-size-fits-all approach. Different audiences and contexts require different communication styles and strategies. The ability to adapt your communication to your audience, whether it's a colleague, a client, or a friend, is essential for building rapport and achieving your goals. This may involve adjusting your language, tone, or level of formality to suit the needs and preferences of your audience. Difficult conversations and conflicts are inevitable in both personal and professional life. How you approach and handle these situations can make a significant difference in the outcome. Communicating with confidence and clarity during challenging times requires emotional intelligence, empathy, and the ability to remain calm and focused on finding a resolution. By developing skills in conflict management and difficult conversations, you can navigate these situations more effectively and maintain strong relationships. In today's digital age, communication has expanded beyond face-to-face interactions. Email, instant messaging, video conferencing, and social media have become ubiquitous tools for communication. While these technologies offer convenience and connectivity, they also present unique challenges. Miscommunications, misinterpretations, and the absence of nonverbal cues can lead to confusion and conflict. Developing skills in digital communication, such as crafting clear and concise emails, maintaining a professional online presence, and building virtual relationships, is essential for success in the modern world. Becoming a skilled communicator is a lifelong journey of learning and growth. It requires self-awareness, practice, and a willingness to seek feedback and continuously improve. By reflecting on your communication strengths and weaknesses, seeking opportunities to practice and refine your skills, and being open to constructive feedback, you can develop the confidence and impact needed to succeed in all areas of life. Throughout this book, we will explore the various aspects of effective communication in depth. We will provide practical techniques, real-life examples, and actionable strategies to help you overcome barriers, build confidence, and communicate with clarity and impact. Whether you're looking to enhance your personal relationships, advance your career, or simply express yourself more effectively, the insights and tools in this book will empower you to become a master communicator. Effective communication is a transformative skill that can unlock doors to success, fulfillment, and meaningful connections. By understanding the power of communication and committing to developing your skills, you can unleash your full potential and make a positive impact in your personal and professional life. So, let's embark on this transformative journey together and discover the art and science of communicating clearly with confidence and impact. Chapter 2. Mastering your mindset. Building self-confidence. Self-confidence is the foundation upon which effective communication is built. When you believe in yourself and your abilities, it radiates through your words, actions, and presence. Cultivating a positive and confident mindset is essential for communicating with clarity, conviction, and impact. Many people struggle with self-doubt and negative self-talk, which can hinder their ability to communicate effectively. These limiting beliefs often stem from past experiences, societal pressures, or a fear of failure or rejection. However, it's crucial to recognize that these beliefs are not inherent truths, but rather mental constructs that can be challenged and transformed. The first step in building self-confidence is becoming aware of your inner dialogue. Pay attention to the thoughts that run through your mind, especially in situations where you feel anxious or unsure about communicating. Are you telling yourself that you're not good enough, that you'll make a fool of yourself, or that others will judge you harshly? These negative thoughts can become self-fulfilling prophecies, eroding your confidence and impacting your performance. To counter negative self-talk, practice reframing your thoughts in a more positive and empowering light. Instead of focusing on potential failures or worst-case scenarios, shift your mindset to the opportunities for growth and success. Replace thoughts like, "I'm going to mess this up," with, "I'm prepared and capable of handling this situation." By consciously choosing to adopt a more optimistic and supportive inner dialogue, you can gradually rewire your brain for confidence. Visualization is a powerful technique for building self-confidence. By mentally rehearsing successful communication scenarios, you can train your mind to associate positive emotions and outcomes with speaking up and expressing yourself. Take a few minutes each day to close your eyes and imagine yourself communicating with clarity, confidence, and ease. Visualize yourself standing tall, speaking with conviction, and engaging your audience. Feel the sense of accomplishment and pride that comes with effectively conveying your message. Regularly practicing visualization can help you develop a more confident self-image and prime your mind for success. Preparation is key to boosting self-confidence in communication. When you know your subject matter inside out and have taken the time to organize your thoughts, You'll feel more self-assured and ready to share your ideas. Invest time in researching your topic, structuring your key points, and anticipating potential questions or objections. The more knowledgeable and prepared you are, the more confident you'll feel when communicating. Embrace the power of body language to project confidence. Your nonverbal cues, such as posture, eye contact, and gestures, can greatly impact how others perceive you and how confident you feel. Stand tall with your shoulders back and your head held high. Maintain steady eye contact with your audience, as it demonstrates engagement and confidence. Use open and expansive gestures to convey authority and enthusiasm. By aligning your body language with confidence, you'll not only appear more self-assured, but also feel more empowered from within. Practice self-compassion and learn to embrace imperfection. Confident communicators understand that mistakes and setbacks are inevitable parts of the learning process. Instead of being overly critical of yourself when things don't go as planned, treat yourself with kindness and understanding. Acknowledge that everyone makes mistakes and that each challenge is an opportunity for growth. By cultivating a more compassionate and forgiving attitude towards yourself, you'll be better equipped to bounce back from setbacks and maintain your confidence in the face of adversity. Surround yourself with supportive and uplifting people who believe in your abilities and encourage your growth. Seek out mentors, colleagues, or friends who inspire you and provide constructive feedback. Their support and guidance can help you navigate challenges, celebrate successes, and maintain a positive mindset. Engage in open and honest conversations with your support network, sharing your goals, fears, and aspirations. By fostering a strong support system, you'll have a solid foundation to lean on as you build your self-confidence. Challenge yourself to step outside your comfort zone regularly. Confidence is built through facing and overcoming fears and pushing beyond self-imposed limitations. Embrace opportunities to speak up in meetings, volunteer for presentations, or engage in networking events. Each time you successfully navigate a challenging communication situation, you'll reinforce your belief in your abilities and expand your comfort zone. Celebrate your victories, no matter how small, and use them as fuel for further growth and confidence building. Cultivate a growth mindset, viewing challenges and failures as opportunities for learning and development. Instead of seeing setbacks as definitive indicators of your worth or abilities, approach them with curiosity and a willingness to learn. Reflect on what you can take away from each experience, identifying areas for improvement and strategies for future success. By embracing a growth mindset, you'll develop resilience, adaptability, and a more confident approach to communication. Practice self-affirmation and positive self-talk. Regularly remind yourself of your strengths, accomplishments, and unique qualities. Create a list of affirmations that resonate with you, such as, "I am a confident and effective communicator," or "I trust in my ability to convey my ideas clearly." Repeat these affirmations to yourself daily, especially before important communication events. By actively reinforcing a positive self-image, you'll gradually internalize these beliefs and project them through your communication. Seek out opportunities for skill development and continuous learning. Attend workshops, seminars, or courses that focus on communication, public speaking, or personal development. Engage in activities that challenge you to express yourself, such as joining a debate club, participating in improvisational theater, or leading a volunteer project. By continually investing in your growth and expanding your skill set, you'll build a stronger foundation of confidence and competence. Remember that building self-confidence is an ongoing journey. It requires consistent effort, self-reflection, and a commitment to personal growth. Be patient with yourself and celebrate the progress you make along the way. As you continue to cultivate a positive mindset, challenge limiting beliefs, and take action towards your goals, you'll develop the self-confidence needed to communicate with clarity, conviction, and impact in all areas of your life. Chapter 3. Crafting your message, clarity and concision. Effective communication hinges on the ability to convey your thoughts and ideas in a clear, concise, and compelling manner. When your message is well structured and easy to understand, it captures your audience's attention, engages their interest, and leaves a lasting impact. Crafting a clear and concise message requires careful thought, preparation, and practice. The foundation of a strong message lies in identifying your core purpose and key points. Before you begin communicating, take a moment to reflect on what you want to achieve. Are you aiming to inform, persuade, inspire, or entertain your audience? Having a clear purpose in mind will guide the development of your message and ensure that it stays focused and relevant. Once you've established your purpose, brainstorm the main ideas you want to convey. Jot down the key points that support your central message, and consider the evidence, examples, or anecdotes that will help illustrate and reinforce these points. By organizing your thoughts up front, you'll be better equipped to structure your message in a logical and coherent manner. Clarity is essential for effective communication. Your audience should be able to easily grasp the meaning and significance of your message without having to decipher complex language or navigate convoluted reasoning. To achieve clarity, use simple, straightforward language that is appropriate for your audience. Avoid jargon, technical terms, or obscure references that may confuse or alienate your listeners. When structuring your message, follow a clear and logical flow. Start with an attention-grabbing opening that sets the context and establishes the relevance of your topic. This could be a compelling statistic, a thought-provoking question, or a relatable anecdote. From there, guide your audience through your key points, using transitions and signposts to help them follow your train of thought. Each key point should be supported by concrete examples, evidence, or stories that illustrate and reinforce your message. These supporting elements help bring your ideas to life and make them more memorable for your audience. When selecting examples or anecdotes, choose those that are relevant, engaging, and emotionally resonant. As you develop your message, be mindful of the power of concision. In today's fast-paced world, attention spans are short, and audiences appreciate messages that are succinct and to the point. Eliminate unnecessary details, tangents, or repetition that can dilute the impact of your message. Streamline your language, using active voice and strong, descriptive verbs to convey your ideas with clarity and punch. Concision doesn't mean sacrificing depth or nuance. It's about distilling your message to its essence and presenting it in the most efficient and effective way possible. To achieve concision, ruthlessly edit your message, cutting out any extraneous information or fluff. Ask yourself if each word, phrase, or sentence is essential to conveying your core ideas. If not, be willing to let it go. Effective communicators also understand the power of pauses and silence. Sometimes, what you don't say can be as impactful as what you do say. Strategically placed pauses can help emphasize key points, give your audience time to process information, and create a sense of anticipation or drama. Don't be afraid to let your words hang in the air for a moment, allowing their weight to sink in. When crafting your message, consider the power of storytelling. Human brains are wired to respond to narratives, and stories can be incredibly effective tools for engaging your audience and making your ideas stick. Look for opportunities to weave personal anecdotes, case studies, or metaphors into your message. These storytelling elements can help illustrate your points, evoke emotions, and create a deeper connection with your listeners. As you refine your message, seek feedback from trusted colleagues, friends, or mentors. Practice delivering your message in front of a test audience and ask for their honest feedback. Did they find your message clear and easy to follow? Were there any points that needed further clarification or elaboration? Were they engaged and interested throughout? Use this feedback to iteratively improve your message and hone your delivery. Crafting a clear and concise message is a skill that requires ongoing practice and refinement. As you continue to develop your communication skills, make a habit of analyzing the messages you encounter in your daily life. Pay attention to the way effective communicators structure their ideas, use language, and engage their audiences. By studying and emulating the techniques of skilled communicators, you'll continue to enhance your own ability to craft compelling messages. The ultimate goal of crafting a clear and concise message is to ensure that your ideas are understood, remembered, and acted upon. When your message is well structured, easy to follow, and free of clutter, you'll be better equipped to inform, persuade, and inspire your audience. So take the time to thoughtfully craft your message and watch as your communication skills and impact soar. Chapter 4. The Art of Active Listening. Effective communication is a two-way street, and while crafting clear and concise messages is crucial, equally important is the ability to listen actively and attentively. Active listening goes beyond simply hearing the words being spoken. It involves fully engaging with the speaker, seeking to understand their perspective, and creating a safe and supportive environment for open dialogue. Many people fall into the trap of listening to respond, rather than listening to understand. They may be formulating their own thoughts, waiting for their turn to speak, or mentally judging the speaker's ideas. This type of passive listening can lead to misunderstandings, missed opportunities, and damaged relationships. Active listening, on the other hand, requires a conscious effort to set aside one's own agenda and fully focus on the speaker. The first step in active listening is to give the speaker your undivided attention. This means minimizing distractions, both external and internal. Put away your phone, close your laptop, and find a quiet space where you can engage in the conversation without interruptions. Equally important is quieting your internal distractions, such as wandering thoughts or preconceived notions. Make a conscious effort to be present at the moment and open to receiving the speaker's message. Pay attention to both the verbal and nonverbal cues of the speaker. While their words convey the content of their message, their tone, facial expressions, and body language provide valuable insights into their emotions, intentions, and underlying concerns. By tuning into these nonverbal cues, you can gain a more comprehensive understanding of the speaker's perspective and respond in a way that addresses their needs. Show the speaker that you are actively engaged in the conversation through your own body language and verbal cues. Maintain eye contact, nod your head, and use facial expressions that demonstrate your interest and understanding. Use verbal cues such as I see, or go on to encourage the speaker and signal that you are following along. One of the most powerful tools in active listening is the use of reflective statements and clarifying questions. Reflective statements involve paraphrasing or summarizing the speaker's message in your own words. This not only demonstrates that you have been listening attentively, but also allows the speaker to confirm that you have accurately understood their perspective. For example, you might say, "What I'm hearing is that you feel overwhelmed by the project timeline. Is that correct?" Clarifying questions, on the other hand, help you gain a deeper understanding of the speaker's thoughts and feelings. These questions should be open-ended and non-judgmental, inviting the speaker to elaborate on their perspective. For example, you might ask, "Can you tell me more about what you mean by feeling unsupported in your role?" By asking clarifying questions, you show genuine interest in the speaker's viewpoint and create space for them to express themselves more fully. Active listening also involves being comfortable with silence. Many people feel the need to fill every pause with words, but sometimes the most powerful moments in a conversation occur during periods of silence. Allow the speaker time to gather their thoughts, process their emotions, or simply sit with the weight of what they have shared. By resisting the urge to jump in with your own thoughts or solutions, you create a safe and supportive environment for the speaker to work through their own ideas. When it comes to responding to the speaker, it's essential to do so with empathy and non-judgment. Seek first to understand rather than to be understood. Validate the speaker's feelings, even if you don't necessarily agree with their perspective. Use phrases like, "I can understand why you would feel that way," or "That must have been really challenging for you." By acknowledging the speaker's emotions, you build trust and rapport, creating a foundation for more productive dialogue. As you listen actively, be mindful of your own biases and assumptions. We all have our own filters through which we interpret the world. But these filters can sometimes distort our understanding of others' perspectives. Challenge yourself to set aside your preconceived notions and approach the conversation with genuine curiosity and openness. By doing so, you create space for new insights, ideas, and possibilities to emerge. Active listening is a skill that requires practice and patience. It may feel uncomfortable or unnatural at first, especially if you are used to more passive or reactive modes of communication. However, with time and effort, active listening can become a natural and invaluable part of your communication toolkit. The benefits of active listening extend far beyond individual conversations. By modeling active listening in your personal and professional interactions, you foster a culture of respect, empathy, and collaboration. When people feel heard and understood, they are more likely to engage in open and honest dialogue, share their ideas and concerns, and work together towards common goals. Moreover, active listening is a powerful tool for building and maintaining strong relationships. Whether you are communicating with a colleague, friend, or family member, the act of fully engaging with their perspective and seeking to understand their needs can deepen your connection and strengthen your bond. People are more likely to trust and confide in those who listen actively and empathetically. In today's fast-paced and often polarized world, the art of active listening is more important than ever. By slowing down, fully engaging with others, and seeking to understand their perspectives, we can bridge divides, find common ground, and work together to solve complex problems. Active listening requires a willingness to be present, curious, and open to new ideas, qualities that are essential for personal growth, professional success, and social harmony. As you continue on your journey to becoming a more effective communicator, make active listening a cornerstone of your practice. Approach each conversation with the intention to listen fully, understand deeply, and respond empathetically. By doing so, you will not only improve your own communication skills, but also contribute to a more compassionate and connected world. Chapter 5. Mastering Nonverbal Communication. Effective communication extends far beyond the words we speak. Our body language, facial expressions, tone of voice, and other nonverbal cues play a crucial role in how our messages are perceived and understood by others. Mastering the art of nonverbal communication can help you convey confidence, build rapport, and create a more powerful impact in your interactions. The first step in mastering nonverbal communication is to develop self-awareness. Pay attention to your own body language and how it aligns with your verbal messages. Are you maintaining an open and relaxed posture? Or are you crossing your arms and legs, signaling defensiveness or discomfort? Are your facial expressions congruent with the emotions you're expressing, or do they send mixed signals? By becoming more attuned to your own nonverbal cues, you can consciously adjust them to better match your intended message. One of the most powerful nonverbal tools at your disposal is eye contact. Looking directly at the person you're communicating with demonstrates engagement, sincerity, and confidence. It helps create a sense of connection and trust, making your message more impactful. However, it's important to strike a balance. Too little eye contact can make you appear disinterested or untrustworthy, while too much can come across as aggressive or intimidating. Aim for a natural, steady gaze that allows for brief breaks to avoid staring. Your posture and body orientation also play a significant role in nonverbal communication. Standing or sitting up straight, with your shoulders back and your head held high, conveys confidence and authority. Leaning slightly forward shows interest and engagement, while turning your body towards the person you're interacting with signals openness and attentiveness. On the other hand, slouching, fidgeting, or turning away can make you appear disengaged, nervous, or uninterested. Gestures are another powerful tool in nonverbal communication. They can help emphasize key points, add visual interest, and create a more dynamic and engaging presence. However, it's important to use gestures purposefully and in moderation. Overusing or exaggerating gestures can be distracting and undermine your credibility. Aim for natural, fluid movements that complement your verbal message, such as using open palm gestures to convey honesty and inclusivity, or employing specific hand motions to illustrate a point. Your facial expressions are a critical component of nonverbal communication, as they convey a wide range of emotions and attitudes. Smiling genuinely can help build rapport, put others at ease, and create a positive atmosphere. Raised eyebrows can signal surprise or interest, while a furrowed brow can indicate confusion or concern. Maintaining a neutral or pleasant facial expression, even when dealing with difficult or stressful situations, can help you project calmness and professionalism. Be mindful of any unconscious facial expressions, such as eye rolling or smirking, which can undermine your message and damage your credibility. The tone, pitch, and volume of your voice are also crucial elements of nonverbal communication. A confident, well-modulated voice conveys authority and expertise, while a hesitant or monotonous tone can make you appear unsure or disengaged. Varying your pitch and inflection can help emphasize key points, convey emotions, and maintain your audience's interest. Speaking at an appropriate volume loud enough to be heard clearly, but not so loud as to be overwhelming, shows respect for your listeners and ensures that your message is received effectively. In addition to projecting positive nonverbal cues, it's equally important to be attuned to the nonverbal signals of others. By observing and interpreting the body language, facial expressions, and vocal cues of the people you're communicating with, you can gain valuable insights into their thoughts, feelings, and reactions. This allows you to adjust your own communication style to better meet their needs and preferences, build stronger connections, and navigate potentially challenging situations more effectively. For example, if you notice that someone you're speaking with has crossed arms, averted eyes, and a tense facial expression, they may be feeling defensive, uncomfortable, or uninterested. By recognizing these nonverbal cues, you can adapt your approach, perhaps by asking open-ended questions, providing reassurance, or finding common ground to help put them at ease and foster a more productive dialogue. Similarly, paying attention to the nonverbal cues of a group or audience can help you gauge their level of engagement, understanding, and receptivity to your message. If you notice people nodding along, making eye contact, and leaning forward, it's a good sign that they're actively listening and interested in what you have to say. On the other hand, if you see people fidgeting, looking at their phones, or having side conversations, it may indicate that you need to adjust your delivery style, clarify your message, or find ways to re-engage their attention. Mastering nonverbal communication takes practice, self-awareness, and a willingness to experiment and adapt. Start by focusing on one or two key aspects of your nonverbal communication, such as maintaining eye contact or using purposeful gestures, and gradually incorporate more elements over time. Seek feedback from trusted colleagues, friends, or mentors, and be open to constructive criticism and suggestions for improvement. You can also enhance your nonverbal communication skills by observing and learning from skilled communicators in your personal and professional life. Pay attention to how they use body language, facial expressions, and vocal cues to engage their audience, convey their message, and build rapport. Notice how they adapt their nonverbal communication style to different contexts and audiences, and consider how you can apply similar techniques in your own interactions. Practicing mindfulness and self-regulation can also help you become a more effective nonverbal communicator. Take a few moments before important conversations or presentations to center yourself. Focus on your breath, and set an intention for how you want to show up and communicate. During the interaction itself, remain present and attuned to your own nonverbal cues as well as those of others. If you notice yourself becoming tense, distracted, or disengaged, take a brief pause, reset your posture and facial expression, and refocus on your desired outcome. Remember that nonverbal communication is not about putting on a performance or trying to control every aspect of your behavior. Rather, it's about aligning your authentic self with your intended message, creating a sense of congruence and credibility that resonates with others. By developing self-awareness, practicing purposeful nonverbal cues, and remaining adaptable and responsive to the needs of your audience, You can become a more powerful, persuasive, and engaging communicator in all aspects of your life. Mastering nonverbal communication is a lifelong journey, but the benefits are well worth the effort. By leveraging the power of body language, facial expressions, vocal cues, and other nonverbal signals, you can create a more compelling presence, build stronger relationships, and achieve your communication goals with greater ease and impact. So embrace the art of nonverbal communication and watch as your confidence, credibility, and influence soar to new heights. Chapter 6. Adapting your communication style. Effective communication is not a one-size-fits-all endeavor. Different audiences, contexts, and goals require a flexible and adaptable approach to how you convey your message. By learning to tailor your communication style to the needs and preferences of your listeners, you can create a more meaningful connection, improve understanding, and achieve your desired outcomes with greater ease and impact. The first step in adapting your communication style is to recognize the diversity of people and perspectives you encounter in your daily life. Each individual brings a unique set of experiences, values, beliefs, and communication preferences to every interaction. Some may prefer a direct, straightforward approach, while others may value a more nuanced, relationship-oriented style. Some may thrive on detailed explanations and data-driven arguments, while others may respond better to stories, analogies, and emotional appeals. To effectively adapt your communication style, start by assessing your audience and the context of your interaction. Consider factors such as their background, expertise, interests, and goals. What do they already know about the topic at hand? And what do they need to know to fully understand and engage with your message? What are their likely questions, concerns, or objections? And how can you proactively address them in your communication? One key aspect of adapting your communication style is adjusting your language and tone to match the needs and expectations of your audience. When communicating with technical experts or industry insiders, for example, you may need to use more specialized terminology and dive deeper into the details of your subject matter. When communicating with a general audience or those new to the topic, on the other hand, you may need to simplify your language, provide more context and background information, and focus on the big picture implications of your message. Similarly, the tone and formality of your communication should be tailored to the context and the relationship you have with your audience. In a professional setting, such as a business meeting or a conference presentation, a more formal, polished tone may be appropriate, with a focus on clarity, precision, and credibility. In a more casual or personal setting, such as a team brainstorming session or a one-on-one conversation with a colleague, a more relaxed, conversational tone may be more effective, with a focus on building rapport, encouraging participation, and fostering a sense of connection and collaboration. Another important aspect of adapting your communication style is being attuned to the cultural norms and expectations of your audience. In today's globalized world, you are likely to interact with people from a wide range of cultural backgrounds, each with their own unique communication styles, values, and social customs. What may be considered assertive and confident in one culture may be seen as aggressive or arrogant in another. What may be seen as respectful and deferential in one culture may be interpreted as passive or submissive in another. To navigate these cultural differences effectively, take the time to educate yourself about the communication norms and expectations of the cultures you interact with most frequently. Seek out resources such as books, articles, and workshops that can help you develop a deeper understanding of cultural values, beliefs, and practices related to communication. Observe how people from different cultures communicate in various contexts, and look for patterns and insights that can inform your own approach. When communicating across cultures, be mindful of potential differences in nonverbal cues, such as eye contact, personal space, and touch. In some cultures, direct eye contact may be seen as a sign of honesty and engagement, while in others, it may be considered rude or confrontational. Similarly, some cultures may have a more relaxed approach to personal space and physical touch. while others may value greater formality and distance in their interactions. To adapt your communication style effectively across cultures, practice flexibility, openness, and a willingness to learn. Avoid making assumptions or generalizations about individuals based on their cultural background, and instead approach each interaction with curiosity, empathy, and respect. Ask questions, seek clarification, and be open to feedback and guidance from those who are more familiar with the cultural norms and expectations at play. In addition to adapting your communication style to different audiences and cultures, it's also important to consider the medium and channel through which you are communicating. The way you express yourself in a face-to-face conversation may be different from how you communicate via email, instant messaging, or social media. Each medium has its own unique features, limitations, and etiquette that can impact how your message is received and interpreted. When communicating through written channels, such as email or text, be mindful of the lack of nonverbal cues and the potential for misinterpretation. Take extra care to clarify your tone, intent, and expectations, and use formatting tools such as bullet points, headings, and bold text to help structure your message and highlight key points. Be prompt and professional in your responses, and avoid using sarcasm, humor, or irony that could be easily misunderstood without the benefit of facial expressions or vocal inflections. When communicating through video or audio channels, such as teleconferencing or podcasting, pay attention to your visual and vocal presence. Ensure that your background, lighting, and audio quality are professional and free from distractions, and practice projecting your voice with clarity, warmth, and confidence. Use visual aids, such as slides or screen sharing, to help reinforce your message and keep your audience engaged. But be careful not to overwhelm them with too much information or visual clutter. Ultimately, adapting your communication style is about developing a keen sense of emotional intelligence and situational awareness. By paying attention to the unique needs, preferences, and expectations of your audience, and by adjusting your language, tone, and delivery accordingly, you can create a more meaningful and effective connection with those you seek to inform, persuade, or inspire. This requires a willingness to step outside your comfort zone, experiment with new approaches, and continuously refine your skills based on feedback and results. It also requires a deep commitment to empathy, respect, and mutual understanding, recognizing that effective communication is not just about expressing yourself, but about creating a shared space for dialogue, learning, and growth. As you practice adapting your communication style in different contexts and with different audiences, you will likely encounter challenges and setbacks along the way. You may find yourself in situations where your usual approach falls flat, or where you struggle to find common ground with someone whose perspective or communication style is vastly different from your own. In these moments, remember that adaptation is a process, not a destination. It requires patience, persistence, and a willingness to learn from your mistakes and keep pushing forward. It also requires a fundamental belief in the power of communication to bridge divides, solve problems, and create positive change in the world. By embracing the art of adaptation, you open yourself up to a world of possibilities and connections that might otherwise remain hidden or untapped. You become a more versatile, effective, and impactful communicator, able to navigate the complex and ever-changing landscape of human interaction with skill, grace, and authenticity. So the next time you find yourself in a new or challenging communication scenario, take a deep breath, assess your audience and context, and let your creativity and empathy guide you forward. With practice and perseverance, you will become a master of adaptation, able to connect with anyone, anywhere, and achieve your goals with clarity, confidence, and impact. Chapter 7. Handling difficult conversations and conflict. Effective communication is not just about expressing yourself clearly and persuasively in positive or neutral situations. It's also about navigating the challenges and complexities of difficult conversations and conflict with skill, empathy, and integrity. Whether you're giving critical feedback to a team member, negotiating a contentious business deal, or addressing a personal disagreement with a friend or family member. The ability to handle tough conversations is a critical skill for success and well-being in all areas of life. Many people find difficult conversations uncomfortable, stressful, or even frightening. They may fear the potential for anger, hurt feelings, misunderstandings, or damaged relationships. As a result, they may avoid addressing important issues altogether, or they may approach them in a way that is confrontational, defensive, or dismissive of others' perspectives and needs. The key to handling difficult conversations effectively is to approach them with the right mindset and strategies. Start by reframing the conversation as an opportunity for growth, learning, and mutual understanding, rather than as a battle to be won or a problem to be avoided. This shift in perspective can help you approach the conversation with greater openness, curiosity, and respect for the other person's point of view. Before diving into a difficult conversation, take the time to prepare yourself mentally and emotionally. Reflect on your own goals, needs, and concerns related to the issue at hand, and consider how they may be similar to or different from those of the other person. Identify any assumptions, biases, or triggers that may be clouding your judgment or making it harder for you to listen and communicate effectively. Practice self-regulation techniques, such as deep breathing, meditation, or positive self-talk, to help you stay calm, focused, and centered throughout the conversation. Remind yourself of your commitment to finding a mutually beneficial solution, and visualize a positive outcome where both parties feel heard, respected, and satisfied with the result. When it's time to have the conversation, choose a time and place that is conducive to open, honest, and productive dialogue. Avoid having difficult conversations when you or the other person are tired, stressed, or distracted, and choose a location that is private, comfortable, and free from interruptions. Start the conversation by setting a positive tone and expressing your commitment to finding a resolution that works for everyone involved. Use I statements to express your own thoughts, feelings, and needs, rather than accusing or blaming the other person. For example, instead of saying, "You never listen to me," try saying, "I feel unheard when we have these discussions, and I would like to find a way to communicate more effectively." Listen actively and empathetically to the other person's perspective, even if you disagree with it. Use nonverbal cues, such as nodding, making eye contact, and leaning in, to show that you are fully present and engaged in the conversation. Ask open-ended questions to gain a deeper understanding of their thoughts, feelings, and motivations, and reflect back what you hear to ensure that you have understood them correctly. Avoid getting defensive or reactive when the other person expresses a viewpoint that is different from your own. Instead, try to find common ground and areas of agreement, even if they are small or seemingly insignificant. Acknowledge the validity of their perspective and express your appreciation for their willingness to share it with you. When it's your turn to speak, do so with clarity, honesty, and respect. Use specific examples and evidence to support your point of view, and avoid generalizations or exaggerations that could undermine your credibility. Be willing to admit when you are wrong or have made a mistake, and apologize sincerely if appropriate. If the conversation becomes heated or unproductive, take a break to allow both parties to cool off and regroup. Use this time to reflect on what has been said so far, and identify any areas of misunderstanding or miscommunication that may need to be addressed. When you resume the conversation, restate your commitment to finding a solution and express your willingness to continue working together towards that goal. Throughout the conversation, be open to the possibility of compromise and creative problem solving. Look for win-win solutions that meet both parties' needs and interests, and be willing to make concessions or adjustments to your own position if necessary. If you reach an impasse, consider bringing in a neutral third party, such as a mediator or facilitator, to help you find a way forward. When you do reach a resolution or agreement, make sure to document it clearly and specifically, so that both parties have a shared understanding of what has been decided and what actions need to be taken moving forward. Express your appreciation for the other person's willingness to engage in the conversation and work towards a solution, and follow up with them regularly to ensure that the agreement is being implemented effectively. Handling difficult conversations and conflict is a skill that can be developed and strengthened over time, with practice and reflection. After each challenging conversation, take the time to debrief and evaluate what went well and what could be improved for next time. Seek feedback from trusted colleagues, friends, or mentors who can provide an outside perspective and offer suggestions for enhancing your communication and conflict resolution skills. As you become more comfortable and confident in your ability to handle difficult conversations, you may find that you are able to approach them with greater ease and effectiveness. You may be able to spot potential conflicts earlier and intervene before they escalate. Or you may be able to help others navigate their own challenging conversations with greater skill and empathy. Effective communication in difficult situations is not just about resolving specific problems or disagreements. It's also about building stronger, more resilient relationships that can withstand the inevitable challenges and conflicts that arise in any human interaction. By approaching difficult conversations with courage, compassion, and a commitment to mutual understanding, you can create a culture of trust, respect, and collaboration that benefits everyone involved. This is especially important in today's fast-paced, diverse, and interconnected world, where the ability to communicate effectively across differences and navigate complex social and organizational dynamics is more critical than ever. Whether you are a leader, a team member, a parent, or a friend, the skills and strategies you develop for handling difficult conversations will serve you well in all areas of your life. Of course, mastering the art of difficult conversations is a lifelong journey, and there will always be new challenges and opportunities for growth along the way. The key is to stay committed to the process, to keep learning and adapting as you go, and to approach each conversation with an open heart and a curious mind. By doing so, you will not only become a more effective communicator, but also a more compassionate, resilient, and authentic human being. You will be better equipped to build strong, healthy relationships, to lead and inspire others, and to make a positive difference in the world around you. So the next time you find yourself facing a difficult conversation or conflict, remember that you have the skills and the strength to handle it with grace, wisdom, and courage. Take a deep breath, trust in the process, and let your commitment to growth and understanding guide you forward. With practice and perseverance, you will become a master of difficult conversations and a powerful force for positive change in your own life and in the lives of those around you. Chapter 8. Mastering Public Speaking and Presentations. Public speaking and presentations are powerful tools for communicating ideas, influencing others, and achieving personal and professional goals. Whether you're delivering a keynote speech at a conference, pitching a business proposal to investors, or leading a team meeting, the ability to speak with clarity, confidence, and impact is essential for success in today's fast-paced, competitive world. Many people find public speaking and presentations intimidating, even terrifying. They may fear the judgment or criticism of their audience, worry about forgetting their lines or losing their train of thought, or feel self-conscious about their appearance or delivery style. These fears are natural and understandable, but they can also hold us back from reaching our full potential as communicators and leaders. The good news is that public speaking and presentation skills can be learned, developed, and mastered with practice, preparation, and the right mindset. The key is to approach these opportunities not as performances to be dreaded, but as chances to share your knowledge, passion, and insights with others in a meaningful and impactful way. The first step in mastering public speaking and presentations is to know your audience and purpose. Who will you be speaking to? And what do you hope to achieve through your communication? What are their needs, interests, and expectations? And how can you tailor your message and delivery style to connect with them on a deep and authentic level? Take the time to research your audience beforehand and consider their background, expertise, and perspective on the topic at hand. Use this information to craft a clear, concise, and compelling message that speaks directly to their needs and concerns, and that motivates them to take action or adopt a new way of thinking. Next, focus on developing a strong and engaging opening that captures your audience's attention and sets the tone for the rest of your presentation. This could be a powerful statistic, a thought-provoking question, a personal anecdote, or a bold statement that challenges the status quo. The goal is to create a sense of curiosity, urgency, and relevance that draws your audience in and makes them want to hear more. As you move into the main body of your presentation, organize your content in a clear and logical structure that flows naturally from one point to the next. Use headings, subheadings, and bullet points to break up your content into easily digestible chunks, and use transitions to link your ideas together in a smooth and coherent way. To keep your audience engaged and interested throughout your presentation, use a variety of multimedia elements, such as slides, images, videos, and props. These visual aids can help illustrate your points, provide context and examples, and create a more dynamic and interactive experience for your audience. However, be careful not to rely too heavily on these tools, or to let them distract from your core message. Use them sparingly and strategically, and always make sure they are high quality, relevant, and easy to understand. Remember, the focus should be on you and your ideas, not on the technology or the visuals. As you deliver your presentation, pay attention to your body language, vocal tone, and overall presence on stage. Stand tall and confident, with your feet firmly planted and your shoulders back. Make eye contact with your audience, and use gestures and facial expressions to convey your enthusiasm and engagement with the topic. Speak clearly and at a moderate pace, with enough volume to be heard by everyone in the room. Use pauses and variations in your tone and inflection to emphasize key points. Create a sense of rhythm and flow, and keep your audience's attention focused on your message. If you feel nervous or anxious before your presentation, take a few deep breaths and remind yourself of your purpose and passion for the topic. Visualize yourself delivering the presentation with ease and confidence, and imagine your audience responding with enthusiasm and appreciation. It can also be helpful to practice your presentation multiple times beforehand, either in front of a mirror, with a friend or colleague, or even by recording yourself on video. This will help you identify any areas that need improvement, such as pacing, transitions, or visual aids, and give you a chance to refine your delivery and build your confidence. During the actual presentation, try to stay present and focused on the moment, rather than worrying about what might go wrong or how you will be perceived. If you make a mistake or lose your place, simply take a breath, smile, and keep going. Your audience will appreciate your authenticity and resilience, and will be more likely to connect with you on a human level. As you near the end of your presentation, be sure to leave your audience with a strong and memorable conclusion that reinforces your main message and inspires them to take action. This could be a call to arms, a challenge to think differently, or a vision of a better future that your ideas can help create. Finally, be prepared to handle questions and feedback from your audience with grace and professionalism. Listen carefully to their concerns and suggestions, and respond with honesty, empathy, and a willingness to engage in further dialogue. Use this opportunity to build rapport and credibility with your audience, and to show that you value their input and perspectives. Mastering public speaking and presentations is a lifelong journey that requires ongoing practice, learning, and growth. But by approaching these opportunities with courage, preparation, and a commitment to authentic communication, you can become a more confident, effective, and inspiring speaker in any context. You can start by seeking out opportunities to speak and present in low-stakes settings, such as team meetings, community events, or online forums. As you gain experience and feedback, gradually work your way up to more challenging and high-profile engagements, such as conferences, webinars, or media interviews. Along the way, continue to invest in your own learning and development as a communicator. Attend workshops and seminars on public speaking and presentation skills. Read books and articles by experts in the field, and seek out mentors and coaches who can provide guidance and support. Most importantly, remember that public speaking and presentations are not about perfection, but about connection. They are opportunities to share your unique voice, vision, and values with the world, and to inspire others to join you in creating positive change. So the next time you have the chance to speak or present, embrace it with enthusiasm and authenticity. Trust in your own abilities and insights, and let your passion and purpose shine through in every word and gesture. With practice and perseverance, you can become a master of public speaking and presentations, and a powerful force for good in your personal and professional life. Chapter 9. Communicating in the Digital Age. The rise of digital technologies has transformed the way we communicate, both personally and professionally. From email and instant messaging to social media and video conferencing, digital tools have made it easier than ever to connect with others across time and space, share information and ideas, and collaborate on projects and goals. However, digital communication also presents unique challenges and risks that require careful consideration and management. The lack of nonverbal cues, the potential for misinterpretation and miscommunication, and the permanence and visibility of online interactions can all contribute to misunderstandings, conflicts, and reputational damage, if not handled with skill and care. To communicate effectively in the digital age, start by understanding the unique features and limitations of each digital channel and tool. Email, for example, is great for sending detailed information, documenting decisions and agreements, and communicating with people across different time zones. However, it can also be easily misinterpreted, especially when dealing with complex or sensitive topics, and it can be overwhelming when used excessively or inappropriately. Instant messaging, on the other hand, is ideal for quick, informal communication and collaboration, especially within teams or small groups. However, it can also be distracting and disruptive when overused, and it may not be suitable for conveying important or confidential information. Social media platforms, such as LinkedIn, Twitter, and Facebook, offer powerful opportunities for building personal and professional brands, sharing thought leadership and expertise, and engaging with wider audiences. However, they also require careful curation and management of one's online presence and reputation, as well as an understanding of the norms and expectations of each platform and community. Video conferencing tools, such as Zoom, Skype, and Google Meet, have become increasingly popular in recent years, especially with the rise of remote work and virtual teams. They offer a more personal and engaging way to communicate and collaborate with others, as well as the ability to share screens, documents, and other visual aids. However, they also require reliable technology and internet connectivity, as well as clear protocols and etiquette for participation and interaction. To communicate effectively across these and other digital channels, follow these best practices and guidelines. 1. Be clear and concise in your messaging. Use simple, direct language and avoid jargon, acronyms, or overly complex sentence structures. Break up long messages into shorter paragraphs or bullet points, and use formatting tools like bold, italics, and headings to emphasize key points and make your content more scannable and readable. 2. Be responsive and timely in your communication. Respond to messages and inquiries promptly, ideally within 24-48 hours, and let others know if you will be unavailable or delayed in your response. Use out-of-office notifications and autoresponders to manage expectations and provide alternative contact information if needed. 3. Be professional and respectful in your tone and language. Avoid sarcasm, humor, or irony that could be easily misinterpreted, and refrain from using all caps, excessive punctuation, or emoticons that could come across as aggressive or unprofessional. Use a friendly but formal tone, and address others by their proper names and titles unless invited to do otherwise. 4. Be mindful of your audience and context. Consider who will be reading or viewing your messages, and tailor your content and style accordingly. Use appropriate greetings and sign-offs, and be sensitive to cultural differences and communication preferences. Avoid sending sensitive or confidential information over unsecured channels, and be cautious about using humor or personal anecdotes that could be inappropriate or offensive. 5. Be proactive in managing your online presence and reputation. Regularly review and update your social media profiles, privacy settings, and online content to ensure they accurately reflect your personal and professional brand. Be selective about the information and opinions you share online, and consider the potential impact on your credibility, relationships, and future opportunities. 6. Be engaged and present in virtual meetings and events. Turn on your camera and microphone when appropriate, and use nonverbal cues like nodding, smiling, and eye contact to show active listening and participation. Minimize distractions and background noise, and use the mute button when not speaking to avoid disrupting others. Follow the agenda and protocols for the meeting, and use the chat or hand-raising features to ask questions or provide input. 7. Be proactive in building and maintaining virtual relationships. Take the time to connect with colleagues, clients, and other stakeholders on a regular basis, even if not working on a specific project or task. Use informal check-ins, virtual coffee chats, or social media interactions to build rapport, trust, and shared understanding. Celebrate successes and milestones together, and offer support and resources during challenges and setbacks. 8. Be open to feedback and continuous learning. Seek out opportunities to learn new digital communication skills and tools, and stay up to date with emerging trends and best practices. Ask for feedback from others on your communication style and effectiveness, and be willing to adapt and improve based on their input and insights. Participate in online communities and forums related to your industry or profession, and share your own knowledge and expertise with others. By following these best practices and guidelines, you can communicate more effectively and confidently in the digital age, while building strong, productive relationships with colleagues, clients, and other stakeholders. Of course, digital communication is not a replacement for face-to-face interaction, but rather a complement to it. Whenever possible, try to balance virtual communication with in-person meetings, events, and social gatherings to build deeper, more authentic connections with others. Digital communication also requires a heightened awareness of privacy, security, and ethical considerations. Be mindful of the data and information you share online, and take steps to protect your own and others' personal and professional information from unauthorized access or misuse. Follow your organization's policies and procedures for data management and security, and report any suspicious or inappropriate behavior to the appropriate authorities. As with any form of communication, the key to success in the digital age is to approach each interaction with empathy, respect, and a commitment to mutual understanding and success. By putting yourself in others' shoes, listening actively and attentively, and communicating with clarity, honesty, and authenticity, you can build strong, trusting relationships that transcend the limitations of technology and geography. The digital age presents both opportunities and challenges for effective communication. But with the right mindset, skills, and strategies, you can navigate this new landscape with confidence and success. By staying curious, adaptable, and committed to continuous learning and growth, you can become a master communicator in the digital age and a valuable asset to your team, organization, and network. So embrace the possibilities of digital communication while staying grounded in the timeless principles of empathy, respect, and collaboration. With practice and persistence, you can harness the power of technology to connect, inspire, and achieve your goals, while making a positive impact on the world around you. Chapter 10. Continuous Improvement. Becoming a Communication Master. Effective communication is not a destination, but a lifelong journey of learning, growth, and self-discovery. No matter how skilled or experienced you become as a communicator, there will always be new challenges to face, new skills to develop, and new insights to gain. The key to success is to approach this journey with a mindset of continuous improvement and a commitment to ongoing learning and development. One of the most powerful tools for continuous improvement in communication is self-reflection. By regularly taking time to reflect on your own communication strengths, weaknesses, and experiences, you can gain valuable insights into your own patterns, habits, and blind spots. You can identify areas where you excel, as well as areas where you struggle or face resistance, and use this knowledge to set goals and priorities for your ongoing growth and development. Self-reflection can take many forms, from journaling and meditation to feedback sessions with colleagues, mentors, or coaches. The key is to approach these practices with honesty, curiosity, and a willingness to face discomfort or uncertainty. By asking yourself tough questions, such as, "What did I do well in that conversation? And what could I have done better?" Or, "How did my communication style impact the outcome of that project? And what can I learn from that experience?" You can gain deeper insights into your own strengths and weaknesses, and develop a more accurate and nuanced understanding of your own communication skills and challenges. Another key aspect of continuous improvement in communication is seeking out and incorporating feedback from others. No matter how self-aware or introspective you may be, there will always be blind spots and biases in your own perspective that can limit your growth and effectiveness as a communicator. By actively seeking out feedback from others, whether through formal performance reviews, informal conversations, or anonymous surveys, you can gain valuable insights into how your communication is perceived and experienced by others, and identify areas for improvement that you may not have noticed on your own. Of course, seeking out feedback can be uncomfortable or even threatening, especially if you are not used to receiving constructive criticism, or if you have a strong emotional attachment to your own communication style or habits. To make the most of feedback, approach it with an open and curious mindset, and focus on the insights and opportunities for growth that it provides, rather than on any perceived attacks or judgments on your character or abilities. Remember that feedback is not a reflection of your worth or value as a person, but rather a gift that can help you become a more effective and impactful communicator over time. In addition to self-reflection and feedback, continuous improvement in communication also requires a commitment to ongoing learning and skill development. No matter how experienced or knowledgeable you may be, there will always be new communication techniques, tools, and best practices to learn and master. By staying curious and proactive in your own learning journey, you can continue to expand your communication toolkit and develop the flexibility and adaptability needed to succeed in a rapidly changing world. This may involve attending workshops, conferences, or training programs on topics such as public speaking, active listening, or cross-cultural communication. It may involve reading books, articles, or blogs by experts in the field, or following thought leaders and influencers on social media. It may involve experimenting with new communication technologies or platforms, such as virtual reality or chatbots, or exploring new ways of using existing tools, such as video or podcasting, to engage and inspire your audience. The key is to approach your own learning journey with a growth mindset and a willingness to step outside your comfort zone and try new things. Don't be afraid to take risks, make mistakes, or face challenges along the way. These are all valuable opportunities for learning and growth that can help you become a more skilled, confident, and impactful communicator over time. As you continue on your journey of continuous improvement in communication, it can also be helpful to develop a personal action plan that outlines your goals, priorities, and strategies for ongoing growth and success. This may involve setting specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound SMART goals for your communication skills and experiences, such as deliver 3 successful presentations to senior leadership over the next 6 months, or improve my active listening skills by practicing reflective statements in at least 1 conversation per day. Your action plan may also include strategies for overcoming obstacles or challenges that you anticipate along the way, such as, if I start to feel nervous or anxious before a big presentation, I will take 3 deep breaths and remind myself of my preparation and expertise, or if I receive negative feedback from a colleague, I will thank them for their input. Reflect on what I can learn from the experience, and set a specific goal for improvement in that area. By breaking down your larger goals and aspirations into smaller, more manageable steps and strategies, you can create a roadmap for your own continuous improvement journey that is both realistic and inspiring. You can track your progress over time, celebrate your successes and milestones, and adjust your plan as needed based on new insights, challenges, or opportunities that arise along the way. Of course, becoming a true master of communication is not a solitary pursuit, but rather a collaborative and interconnected one. As you continue to develop your own skills and experiences, look for opportunities to share your knowledge and insights with others, and to learn from and be inspired by the communication journeys of those around you. This may involve mentoring or coaching others who are earlier in their own communication journeys, or collaborating with colleagues or peers on projects or initiatives that stretch your skills and challenge your assumptions. It may involve participating in online or in-person communities of practice, where you can share best practices, ask for advice, and celebrate successes with others who share your passion for effective communication. By building a supportive and inspiring network of fellow communicators, you can create a virtuous cycle of continuous improvement that benefits not only your own growth and development, but also the growth and development of those around you. You can create a culture of communication excellence that values ongoing learning, experimentation, and collaboration, and that sees effective communication not as a static set of skills or techniques, but as a dynamic and evolving art form that requires ongoing practice, reflection, and refinement. Ultimately, becoming a master of communication is not about achieving perfection or mastery in any absolute sense, but rather about embracing the journey of continuous improvement itself. It is about cultivating a mindset of curiosity, humility, and resilience, and a willingness to face discomfort, uncertainty, and challenge in the pursuit of greater skill, impact, and connection with others. By committing to this journey of continuous improvement, you can not only become a more effective and influential communicator in your own right, but also inspire and empower others to do the same. You can create a ripple effect of positive change that extends far beyond your own individual interactions and experiences, and that contributes to a more connected, compassionate, and collaborative world for all. So as you embark on this journey of continuous improvement in communication, remember that you are not alone, and that every step you take, every insight you gain, and every challenge you face is an opportunity for growth, learning, and impact. Embrace the journey with curiosity, courage, and compassion, and trust in the power of effective communication to transform your own life and the lives of those around you. With practice, persistence, and a commitment to ongoing learning and growth, you can become a true master of communication and a powerful force for positive change in the world.